Good evening, everybody. We are going to call the May 18th meeting of the Common Council to order. I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight we have Alderman Haas.
Here.
Keen. Here. Lysick.
Here.
Reinke. Here. Rote.
Here.
Stefanski.
Here.
Tenorio.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Oh, I have Lysick twice. Grisham. Here. And Mayor Devine.
Here.
What about
We have a
me?
quorum?
What about me? You forgot about me.
Vitali, I apologize.
It's okay, no problem. I mean,
Save the best for
forgot.
last.
It's the first inning.
That's okay.
Let the
I
pitcher
put it out
let
of
the
the way
pitcher
right
warm
away.
up, Vince.
Try to warm me up a little bit.
We have 10 present. We have a quorum. If you are able, please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led this evening by Alderman Haas. Okay, we have no public hearings under item D this evening, so I will go right to item E, which is citizen participation. This is a chance for residents to address the council on matters of interest to them during this 30-minute period. Each speaker must announce his name or her name and address to the council, and we ask that you limit your comments to statements of no more than 5 minutes. Is there anybody who wishes to address the council under citizen participation? Please come up to the podium.
Just give me a second. I'm a little slow here. I got
Take your time.
a race on the lake, too. Okay, let me get it here. My name is Lawrence Borick, and I live on Waukesha Road. You know, in terms of West Ellis, I actually started in West Ellis way back in 1956. I started my apprenticeship at Ellis Chalmers, so that's a little while ago. I've been a resident of West Ellis for over 60 years, a homeowner, again, for way over 50 years, and 40 years out on Waukesha Road. So, in other words, I'm a little bit familiar with the city right here. I guess my talk is on this closing of the Root River Parkway between Oklahoma Avenue and Morgan Avenue. And I got one fundamental question here, and basically this question, I got a son who happens to be a state trooper, and I brought this up, and he says, well, what, and this is basically what he said, what problem is being solved by closing this? What problems being solved by closing this versus what problems are being created by closing this parkway? When you look at it, by closing the parkway, you're not making it more accessible to anybody. Anybody can walk there right now, but what you are doing is limiting access to people who cannot necessarily walk, have to use a car or something to enjoy that parkway. I'm one of those people, by the way, too, as you can see with this walker right here. So what you're doing is cutting out the access of a lot of people, but you're not gaining any people by closing the parkway. So to me, it's a zero-sum game in a way. Like I say, denying access to anybody but by closing the parkway, basically it just denies access to anybody that's got limited mobility, that has to enjoy it by using a car. And about halfway down, some of you may be familiar with the wildlife area there. And, I used to go look at it, too, till last summer when the parkway was closed. And when it was closed, I first thought, well, they're probably doing some construction on there, so let it go. And then later on, when it was finally open toward the end of the summer or fall, I drove by and said, what did they do? Only to find out this was called Active Streets program. Then last Sunday, I went up to 116th Street there and talked to people. And at 116th Street, it kicks off the parkway, just where the close. And every one of them that I talked to was irritated last year when they found out the reason for closing it. Basically, they all had the same idea. They thought there was some construction going to be going on or being done. But when they heard it's going to close again, they were not happy campers, I can guarantee you that. Also, another thing here, if the city insists on closing this parkway, is the city going to put detour signs for people? You get a lot of people coming either down the Root River Parkway southbound or up 106th Street northbound, and all of a sudden here's a blank, road closed. If they're not familiar with this area, what do? Do they go left, do they go right, or what? And with that construction for the Waukesha water main, that just adds another dimension of messiness to this whole closure right there. So basically, people got to either go east to Highway 100, west to 119th or 124th Street. And by the time you go around, and I kind of paced it a little bit with the car, it's a couple-mile detour, right there. So again, are you going to put signage there? I would think if, it's a realistic thing to put, detour signs around for people that aren't familiar with the area, and I'm not sure if there is, but is there any legal road requirement that when you detour a road, you have to put signage for a detour so people know which way to go? I know we've traveled and we've gone through some towns and all of a sudden the road is closed, and where do we go? No idea. They just say road closed, and there you sit in the middle of, where do I go, left, right, or what? So, that's another thing to consider. Put detour signage up for people so they know what the heck is going on. Yeah, I got a few more things here, if you don't mind. I talk a little slow right here with this. What about emergency vehicle access going down, especially for those 5 houses or whatever there are on 116th Street? Right now, for the fire trucks, they can go down Highway 100, National Avenue, turn a left, and get right back to it. With the detour, they're going to have to wig-wag all around the place to get to that place. What about, EMT services? It may take only a minute or two longer, but that minute or two longer, I can tell you from my own heart, makes a big difference as far as, what condition you wind up in. So again, and what about, here's another thing I've been looking at right here. What about the DPW trucks that normally come down National Avenue and go to the recycle center, the Morgan Avenue? Instead of being able to directly go there, they're going to have to detour around probably a couple, 2-3 miles to get to that same site, which also means if you look here at the cost of operating one of those vehicles, I would say it's $1 a mile or more when you look at fuel costs, maintenance, and so forth. Every one of those trips is adding some more dollars to the budget. It's sort of hidden, nobody sees it, but it's sort of buried there in downline costs. So consider that thing also. Plus, the parkway's got an 8-foot wide grass strip on either side, besides the full width of the parkway, which is a good 3 cars wide. So what do we got to close the parkway for? There's plenty of play area there.
Mr. Borick?
Yes.
You're at 5 minutes, so if you can kind of wrap up the...
Okay, can I mention a comment?
Yep.
Talking to you the other day on the phone?
Sure.
Yeah, here, I got some notes here I was taking right here. In talking to you, you seemed to indicate how excited your neighbors were about the closing. Are any of your neighbors really affected by the closed road? No. If they go south, they just drive south from Orchard Hills to, Morgan? Or they go northbound, they go north to Oklahoma. I bet most of them have never really used that parkway to any degree. So certainly it doesn't impact them. Why wouldn't they be excited? But, also then I looked at this survey I got, 40-page survey. Somebody say, I don't know who told me they did that big survey. And I tell you, when I go through this survey and try to glean in information, there's an old term, and it comes up with this, gobbledygook. I got a master's degree also, and I have a problem reading this thing and say, what are they talking about? So I guess my big question is, what are you closing the parkway for? What problem are you solving versus what problems are you creating?
Thank you for your comments. Does anybody else wish to address the council under citizen participation this evening?
Hi, my name is Joanne Borick, and we live at that Root River Parkway on Waukesha Road off of Oklahoma. Mine will be a lot shorter, but can I give the extra time to Larry if he needs any more?
I don't think we can do that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not like Congress.
Here are my concerns on the active street program from Oklahoma to Morgan Avenue. The street is wide enough for a car to park. It has 8 feet shoulder on each side. People can park, ride a bike, walk a dog, or just enjoy nature. Bike trails are on the south side of Morgan Avenue, and 5 cars can park there, and there's a 25-mile speed limit in that area right now, okay? If this section is closed, it would be difficult for anyone to park on 100 for that 1 hour time and then try and go on that closed parkway because the traffic is so busy out there on Oklahoma, you probably wouldn't want to stay there and get out and then go in and participate in that program. There is a dead-end street at the north of National on 116th between the church and the east side of the river. I walk there during the day and in early evening, and it's safe and accessible. I mean, it's there right now. We would need this parkway open in order to take brush off to that center there. And since the COVID restrictions seem to be coming to a close now, and so people could really go take their children to enjoy other places, to area parks. There is no convenient way to go around the closed parkway. More people can enjoy the parkway if it remains open. This includes people with mobility issues. So please keep the parkway open, and thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm average citizen Ed Lasinski. I live at 3364 South 119th Street. Just wanted to step up here for a second and just let the council know about a few community organizations that have some really cool stuff going on right now that I'm very involved with. So the first one, the West Dallas, West Milwaukee Old Timers Baseball Association. If anybody grew up in West Dallas, you guys probably remember the t-shirts from the playgrounds. We're still out there. We still do the t-shirts for the playgrounds. This Saturday, we actually have a free baseball and softball clinic going on at the West Dallas Athletic Facility behind Hale High School there. So any kids between the ages of 4 and 12 are allowed to come out. It's free. You get a free lunch. We have the varsity baseball and softball teams from Hale and Central are going to be out there actually running the kids through some drills. It's a really cool free program. Just want to give a shout out to the West Dallas Wolfpack, the West Dallas Little League, the rec department, and Shaw Funeral Homes for their donations and their help with that event. You can sign up through the rec department. Another group I'm with, the West Dallas Historical Society. Our museum is back open now. So we were shut down a little bit for COVID, but now you can stop by again. The museum's open actually right now, Tuesday nights from 7 to 9, and then Sunday afternoons from 2 to 4. So you can come out, and we've got a couple new displays and everything. So if you haven't been there in a while, or if you've never been there at all, I definitely encourage you to stop by. The West Dallas New Berlin Relay for Life is going to happen this year. So last year we were shut down. If you're not aware of Relay for Life, it's another great event raising money for cancer research. That's going to be July 16th, again at the athletic facility behind Hale High School. I'll just read this real quick. If you don't know what Relay for Life is, Relay is a community event to celebrate our cancer survivors and honor those we've lost. We gather to celebrate, remember, and fight back by raising funds for the American Cancer Society. Basically, teams of, if you haven't experienced that before, basically what happens is you have different teams that come out there and they try to keep somebody on the track going around all night long. It used to go all night. Now we actually stop it at 2 in the morning, but that's just because we found everybody kind of left at that point. But we do try to keep somebody out there. There's music, there's games, there's silent auctions, there's all sorts of stuff. You have 3 ways to participate. You can join a team and be out there and support that way. It's a free event, so anybody can just show up anyway and come on out and donate some money and have a good time. And then obviously you can just make a straight donation if you want. We take cash, we take silent auction items, we take just about anything. So you can just do a Google search for West Dallas, West Milwaukee Relay for Life. It's on Facebook, it's on Google. If you do donate, Team Jim is my family's team, honoring my father. Some of you might know from the Plan Commission, and I think he's on the Community Development Authority right now. So he's a cancer survivor since 2012. So another great event right there. And last but not least, not really an organization, but I just want to say May is Building Safety Month. So thanks to Mayor Devine for proclaiming that. Governor Evers also proclaimed it for Wisconsin. It's a great event nationwide where we go out there, we promote building safety. This week right here, each week has a different theme. The first week was energy conservation and innovation. The second week was preparing our next generation for the future. This week is water safety. So if you appreciate clean water to drink, that's what we're promoting this week. And then next week is disaster preparedness. And I think I ran out of my 5 minutes, so thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments, Citizen Ed. Does anyone else wish to address the council under citizen participation this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will close citizen participation. We will move to item F on your agendas. Our standing committees will be meeting during recess. That room number is listed on page 1 of your agenda. Going to item G, the mayor's report. I have 2 quick things. I don't have the exact dates in front of me, but just piggybacking off of what Citizen Ed shared with us regarding the Historical Museum, we do have a series of traveling beer gardens coming to West Allis this summer by 1840 Brewing Company, and they are going to be setting up on some weekend evenings at Honey Creek Park, and the museum will be open for those as well. So if it takes a cold beer in summer to get you to the Historical Museum to take a walk through, there's a little extra incentive. I think they have about 5 dates starting in May and going through September. So that's and they did agree to make some type of contribution towards the Historical Commission as well. And the other thing I just want to quickly mention is that I believe it's the official opening of the new Festival Foods is going to be at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday. I think there's a small ceremony Thursday night, but the grand opening is at 6 a.m. Friday morning. That does conclude the mayor's report. Do we have any reports from the alderpersons?
Mayor Devine.
Alderperson Keene.
Some might have seen, but I just wanted to welcome a business to District 3 that happened over the weekend, Legacy Cuts, on 84th and Washington. It is a barber shop. They do have a stylist, so they can take care of all needs. They did a beautiful job on the inside, and I just wanted to welcome them and Mr. Robinson to the city of West Allis and let them know that we're happy to have them.
Right. Thank you. Any other reports from the alderpersons?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move for approval of the minutes of May 4th, 2021 Common Council meeting.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Are there any changes to the minutes from May 4th? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the minutes are approved. Item J, Standing Committee Reports, License and Health Committee. Alderman Vitale.
Yes, we have item 2, 3, and then 4 was for denial, and 5 was for denial, and then 6 was from the police department to place it on file. So I move of the approval of the License and Health Committee reports.
I'm going to ask our Attorney Decker is up.
Mr. Mayor, the applicant under number 5 for John Star Pickles LLC, Broken Star, arrived late, and so there was a request to refer that matter back to committee. So motion to approve is pending. If someone in the council wishes to do so, a motion to refer item 5 back to committee would be in order at this time.
Okay. Do you want to amend your motion, Alderman Vitale?
Well, the was discussed. The applicant actually was requested to be here, but he never showed up.
Well, he's here now.
Oh, he's here now?
Yeah, so that's why we're asking if we can send item 5 back to committee.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah. So is that a yes?
then we can send back to
Okay.
committee again.
So then we'll approve the balance, and item 5, instead of a denial, we'll be referring it back to committee.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mayor Devine?
Was that Alderman Rote?
That was Rout, yes.
Yes.
Item 3 was held, correct? Alderman Vitale?
Which one?
Item 3?
Item 3.
Yes,
I didn't hear that part. Okay.
yes,
So 2 approved, 3 was held. Okay.
that's
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.
And
And
4
Mayor
was
Devine?
denied it.
Alderman Haas.
Yeah, item 4 was to deny. Was that a unanimous
Yes,
vote?
that was the,
Okay.
well, I vote no.
It was 4-1 denial.
4-1 for denial.
Well, then we need to separate that if it's not unanimous. So
No, it's not.
Okay.
I call for a separation of item 4.
Okay. So we are now going to vote on items 2, 3, 5 to committee and 6 to place on file.
Place on file, correct.
Okay. Is there any other discussion?
Can you repeat that, please?
Items 2, items 3. First one's approved, second one is held.
Yep,
Item 5 is back to committee, and item 6 is placed on file.
okay.
Any other discussion? If there's no discussion, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderman Haas?
Aye.
Keen?
Aye.
Lysick?
Aye.
Reinke?
Aye.
Rote?
Aye.
Stefanski?
Aye.
Tenorio?
Aye.
Vitale?
I vote aye just as well. Thank you for addressing my name.
You're welcome. Weigel?
Aye.
And Grisham?
Aye.
Thank you.
10-0, motion carries. Now we have item 4 in front of us, which was a 4-1 vote. Make a motion to approve that recommendation. Alderman Vitale?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
Okay.
To approve the recommendation based on the License and Health Committee reports
Okay.
for denial.
So it came out of committee with a 4-1 vote to deny, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So an aye is supporting denial.
An aye is supporting denial. Yes, thank you. If there is no discussion on item 4, is everybody on the same page? Okay. I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Alderman Haas?
No.
Keen?
Aye.
Lysick?
No.
Reinke?
Aye.
Rote?
Aye.
Stefanski?
Aye.
Tenorio?
No.
Vitale?
Aye.
Weigel?
Aye.
Grisham?
Aye.
All right.
Is that 7-3 or 6-4?
Excuse me.
7-3.
7-3. Motion carries.
That's democracy, Mayor, right? That's part of the process, democracy.
Now we'll move on to item K, consent agenda. Alderman Lysick, do we need to suspend the rules?
Mayor Devine, I'd like to pull out item 16 to vote on separately.
And Mayor Devine? 12. I'd like to pull out item 12 to vote on separately.
Okay.
I would then move for approval of the consent agenda as presented, with the exception of items 12 and item 16.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Keene. If there is no discussion on the balance, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Haas?
Aye.
Keen?
Aye.
Lysick?
Aye.
Reinke? Aye. Rote?
Aye.
Stefanski?
Aye.
Tenorio?
Aye.
Vitale?
Aye.
Weigel?
Aye.
Grisham?
Aye.
10-0, ayes have it. Motion carries. Now we have item 12 before us.
Yeah, Mayor Devine?
Alderman Haas.
Yeah, and to fill the rest of the council in on this, we heard from the folks during the public comment. This is a proposal to close portions of the Root River Parkway. It's completely within the 5th Aldermanic District. This was done last year. There's work by our staff to do it again this year. Alderperson Reinke and I have been working very closely together in this, and candidly, initially, I was in favor of this proposal, and I want to recognize the hard work of our staff, in particular Tony Gyron, in bringing this forward. However, there has been a strong response from our residents, a strong response from our citizens, and we need to hear from our citizens. We need to listen to our citizens. Consequently, I feel strongly, along with our residents, our citizens, that we should not proceed with the Active Streets program. And so this would just maintain the status quo, that all portions of the Root River Parkway would be open to vehicular traffic just as they are currently. And so I want to soften this, if I can, by not having us make a no vote, and accordingly, I move that we postpone indefinitely item 12. That's the same effect of a no vote without actually taking a no vote.
I'll second that.
Oh, sorry.
We have a motion, and we'll give the second to Alderperson Ranky.
Appropriate.
Is there any discussion?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Weigel.
I would like to add that I'm a frequent user of the Parkway there in the summertime, as well as they do an active streets program up, I believe it's along the Little Menominee River, up around Mill Road. They do the same thing there. They close off a large section. And they do the active streets things in the city of Milwaukee and other places too. And I believe in some locations it works very well, and it's a very good program to do. I was always a little questionable about this location because there's not a lot of citizens who live right there that would become like an extension of their front yards, and the neighbors would gather like you see at other ones. And so I am in favor of the program in general. I guess I too will be voting aye in this case to leave it or suspend indefinitely. So I like the program. I just don't think it's the right location.
Thank you, Alderman Weigel. Any other discussion?
Mayor Devine.
Alderperson Ranky.
I concur with Alderman Haas on this particular situation. We do want to soften it for our residents. But along with that, we certainly appreciate our staff presenting new ideas to us. Last year, we felt it was successful. This year, there are several new developments that have occurred that caused the residents some concern, a lot of concern. This last week, we received many calls and emails regarding this particular project. All stated they were against this program at this time for various reasons. Traffic has been impeded because of the Waukesha water situation locating there, and the road conditions are a deterrent basically for traveling for especially the residents in that particular area. Also, the inconvenience to the residents is a concern to them, as well as the road conditions of the parkway itself. There's many potholes, and basically they could be redoing their road to make it a lot safer for our walkers and our bicyclists. Unfortunately, they work very slowly, and I don't see that happening for this year anyway. Certainly we encourage the walkers, and there still will be walkers because they are walking currently. There's bicyclists every day doing the parkway, and it's a nice area. However, because of the conditions that are currently there, we have reached, you might say, the situation at hand is not conducive to this happening for this year, and we thank the residents for stating their opinion and coming up before council to let the other colleagues know how the residents at large are feeling.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Vitale.
Yeah, of course, I mean, that's not the boundary, in the 5th district. But the Milwaukee, I would like to have more clarified. Is that the Milwaukee Initiative, Milwaukee County Parks Division, that they wish to closure of the parkway, or just was something discussed between the two entity,
And Mayor, I can answer that if you like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Alderman Haas.
Yeah, it's a City of West Allis initiative, but on Milwaukee County Park land, of course.
Okay.
So it's from us, it's from the city.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Haas.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, the motion before us is to postpone indefinitely.
Correct.
If there's no other discussion, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Haas,
Aye.
Keen, Lysick,
Aye.
Reinke,
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Grisham.
Aye.
10 to nothing, motion carries. Now we have item 16,
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I would like to make a motion to approve the resolution on item 16 so that I can make an amendment to it.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Weigel. Alderman Lysick?
Mayor Devine, I would then like to amend resolution item number 16, the last paragraph where it reads, "Be it further resolved that approval of the attached amended development agreement supersedes," and I want to strike the following, "the approval of any and all other prior agreements between the parties, and any such prior approvals are null and void," and replace it with only the amended sections on the document. So only the amended sections of the document would be null and void. All previous executed terms and conditions not referenced in this amendment remain in place. So I would move for approval of the amendment.
Second.
There is a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call roll.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
Ranky.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Grisham.
Aye.
10-0.
Okay, the amendment passes. Now I believe we vote on it as amended. Does that need another motion?
The motion was made already.
Okay. So we had the motion by Lysick and the second by Weigel. Okay. Any discussion on the amended resolution? Hearing none, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Haas.
Aye.
Keen.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
Ranky.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
Stefanski.
Aye.
Tenorio.
Aye.
Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Grisham.
Aye.
10-0.
10-0, motion carries.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move we stand in recess until conclusion of the committee meetings.
Second.
Before we vote on that, I see our attorney is up.
Mr. Mayor, since item 5 was referred to committee, the committee could technically take that issue back up during this recess and come back with a finalized decision. If the committee wishes to do so, then you just need to announce that the License and Health Committee is going to be meeting during the recess and where it's going to meet.
Okay, I will announce that with the nod from the chairman.
Yes.
That's the nod, okay. What room will you be in? Do we need to announce the room?
Well, I mean, I don't want to disappoint some of the
We have on
other,
the agenda already, room 128.
128 for
Is
finance,
it
so-
okay to switch that at this point?
otherwise we can do it right here.
Honestly, you each have one item. Could you do one in here and one in there? Yeah.
License can meet right in here.
Yeah,
So
we can
License
do it
and
right
Health,
here, really.
License and Health will be meeting in the council chambers, and Administration and Finance will be meeting in room 128. On the motion to recess, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? We are in recess.
License and Health is just.
Thank you, Mayor.